pet lovers, this is Liana with Wet Noses Pet Sitting, and we are a pet sitting and dog walking company here in northern Colorado, and I am joined today by Beth and Wayne with Canine Companion Consulting, and as part of our pet care tip series. So do you guys want to go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Yes. So we're Canine Companion Consulting, and we train dogs one human at a time using positive research-based methods.
Okay. As part of our pet care tip series, we are asking, what is the one thing that you believe all pet lovers should know?
The one thing that we think all pet lovers should know is mental stimulation is as important as physical stimulation. So everybody knows exercise is important. You need to walk your dog, maybe play some fetch in the backyard. Do things to keep your dog active, especially if you have an active breed. But mental stimulation is as or more important. So we have samples of different types of mental stimulation here that we can demonstrate for you and show. Some are things that you might buy, and others are ones that you can make yourself. But they're all important to help give your dog some positive outlets for their magnificent problem-solving skills.
And this is especially important during these cold winter months that we're experiencing right now, where we maybe can't get them out as much. So this is great. I'm super excited about this. So do you want to go ahead and demonstrate a few of the things that you have here? I know you brought some awesome examples.
Sure. And so some of them are things that you might buy, which might be like a slow feeder, something like this, the green fingers, where you put the kibble in there. And it slows dogs down, especially ones that are fast eaters. But it's also, they have to think about how to get the food. So they're thinking, problem solving, while they're getting their meal. So twice a day, they've got a problem to solve, and that helps them.
And one thing that we always think about is you do have to feed your dog twice a day, maybe 3 times a day if you have a puppy. And these are great ways to eliminate the food bowl and just feed your dog with food puzzle toys.
Yeah, you might as well make it interesting.
Yeah.
So their mealtime is rewarding in both ways. They get to eat, which all dogs love, but they also get to think and problem solve and have a game to play and something to do that keeps them occupied.
And to have a meal take, instead of 15 seconds, take, 15 minutes.
Exactly.
Is excellent. Any more energy they can be using up, and mental stimulation is great. So what do you have here?
It's a box. And you may think it's just a box, and it is. But inside are some toilet paper rolls or paper towel rolls cut in half. And what you can do is just line them up and drop your dog's food in there.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
And that's a nice, cheap way to do it. I think most households go through that many toilet paper rolls in a couple weeks.
This took us a while to gather, but doesn't take that long. And the other thing you could do in addition is just take any box, and this one doesn't have any holes in it, but you could put some holes in this box and drop some food in there.
So it's like a cheap version of a Buster Cube.
Exactly.
Yeah. Those are awesome.
Yeah.
For many years, I fed my dog out of a Buster Cube. So
yes.
And another great example, and this is another one that doesn't cost very much, especially if you already have a muffin tray, is take a muffin tray and an assortment of different balls, and if you put treats or kibble underneath each of the balls, now you have a puzzle that your dog has to figure out. They need to figure out how to get the balls out, which some will just grab and drop, others will try and nudge off the side. You may get the really adventurous ones that'll just smack into it.
Tip it all over.
Flip the whole tin.
Exactly.
That is figuring out how to get to their food. And this can easily take 10 minutes for some dogs, or even longer.
That's fun. And most people, you should have that many tennis balls around your house anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a dog, you probably have at least that many tennis balls.
Or, I mean, you could be creative and find other things to put on top of there. Doesn't have to be a tennis ball. And this particular ball has some holes in it, and it's pliable. And so you could just put a treat or a biscuit in here. And I do this a lot with greenies. I'll put a little greenie in here for my my smaller dog, and he has to get the greenie out.
Well, that's a neat one.
Another really great way for getting both mental and physical exercise is a flirt pole. This is something that I've made. They're fairly simple to make, a PVC pipe and some rope with a toy at the end of the rope, and you just flirt it around and your dog chases the toy. So not only is it physically stimulating because they're running and chasing their favorite toy, but dogs typically also start to figure out, I'm not just going to blindly chase the toy in a circle. I'm going to cut corners. I'm going to strategize. I'm going to intercept. And then dogs become better problem solvers in that. And problem solving is a good thing for dogs to have, because if they're figuring out things that we give them that are appropriate, they're not trying to figure out solutions to problems that don't really exist. Like,
Make up their own problems.
right, where did that piece of kibble go in the couch? I'm going to tear apart the couch to find it. So we want to give them other things to do so that it's more constructive and positive and not something that's just they're making it up as they go along.
That makes sense.
And we also use this as a training tool. So teaching your dog some impulse control, or doing a little bit of training before you play with your dog. So it's not only, could be mental and physical stimulation, but it also can lend itself to training your dog to do whatever it is that you're working on, and then you reward your dog by playing.
Okay, so something like having them do a sit and wait.
And a look.
And then a release for getting the toy. Okay.
Exactly.
That sounds good. Yes, that's great training. That's awesome. Yeah. So what do we have here?
So this is something that I made. It's for the more crafty people who would like to put something together.
Yes, I think I've seen these on Pinterest. Yes.
Yeah. So it's just some juice bottles where I drilled a hole in each of them, put this rod through the middle, and you can see that they're free floating on the rod, built on a stand, and there's many different configurations. But then you would just take off the lid. The lid has a little hole drilled into it. You can fill some kibble in there. Make sure the kibble's small enough to fit through the hole that you drill. Reattach to the lid, and then your dog has to smack the bottles to get the treats to fall out.
Okay.
And it dispenses them a little bit at a time as it spin around and they spill on the ground. And you can even enhance that by putting that underneath. So then as they spill out,
extra torture.
Exactly.
Yeah,
now
great.
Now it's almost like a Rube Goldberg setup for eating their dinner.
No, that's epic. I love it.
And again, these are all simple, either inexpensive or free. I mean, most people have a box lying around, an old shoebox and some toilet paper rolls. Costs nothing to make, but it can be endless entertainment for your pup.
Which is fantastic. I know, I feel like, especially in this area, we're prone to have some very intelligent dogs. I don't know what that attraction is here in Colorado, but
there's just a lot of dogs.
There are a lot of dogs, but there are a lot of very smart dogs that really need more mental stimulation than they're getting.
Yeah, agreed.
And that's most dogs in general, but yeah, especially your hyper intelligent, hyperactive dogs that need a lot of activity.
Giving them that positive outlet for all of that. Oh, I just need to do something.
Yes.
Let's give them something to do that's a good thing, a positive thing, and a rewarding thing to do.
And it really doesn't take that much of your time. They just get to do their thing once you've got it all set up for them, and it's going to be eating is part of their routine anyway.
Exactly. Sometimes one of our dogs gets fed his entire meal in this contraption, and he loves it. At first he was, what's this? Oh, I get it. Now he's, this is great. And
he'll even come and bat at it when there's no food in it.
You just got to check just to make sure some invisible kibbles in there, just in case.
And if you watch your dogs while they're doing this, you will see that their strategies will likely change. So again, going back to this, when our dog first saw it, he just would smack and smack and smack. Now he comes up and he just nudges it a little bit. Just
minimal
a gentle. Well, he knows that if he does it gently, it spills out. When he hits, nothing's really coming out because it's spinning too fast.
Sure.
So that's the problem solving that we're talking about. They're coming about thinking, what's the simplest, easiest solution to solve the problem? And that's a good thing.
that makes sense. That's excellent. Well, these are wonderful ideas. Everybody should be doing these. You guys should be doing these. So if people want to get in touch with you, how can they find out more about you guys?
So our website, fococanine.com. We have a website, Facebook, Twitter,
all that good social
all
media
that good
stuff.
social media
Instagram.
stuff. Call us 970-556-8726.
Wonderful. Well, thank you guys so much for
Yeah,
joining me.
thank
This was
you for
really
having
great
us.
information.
Pleasure.
I love it. Yes. And if you guys, there's information about all of this stuff that you saw and we talked about in the comments and in the information below. So go ahead and take a look and subscribe for future videos. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.